Good morning, students. Welcome to all in your English grammar class. The topic what we are going to study today, that is modal verbs. Now, first of all, we will see that exactly why, when, and how we use them. Means what is the reason of using them, when we use them, and how exactly these modal verbs should be used in the sentences. If we talk about like the main characteristics of these modal verbs, so it's a special kind of auxiliary verbs. They can alter or complete the meaning of the main verb. Means by these modal verbs, the meaning of the main verb will be more clear to us. They can be used to express ideas such as capacity, possibility, obligation, permission, and many more. As you can see here, like we can see that request, prohibition, if we are just talking about the desire, so these that feelings can be shown by these modal verbs. Now we can say like we use these modal verbs for formality also. If we are just showing any kind of formality in conversation, so that time also these modal verbs are used. But one more thing, like we just need to take care that the modal verbs, they never take s or es for third person. The second form or the third form are never formed of these modal verbs. And moreover, that ing form also cannot be made of these modal verbs. So if we talk about the main modal verbs now, so they are can, could, may, might, must, shall, will, should, ought to, and would. They are the main modal verbs what we are just going to study in this video. So now let's start. First, if we talk about can. So if we talk about this can, so in English it is like commonly used, and this can exactly is used especially to show the capacity. At some places it can be used to show the permission, or sometimes for request also. This can modal verbs can be used, but especially if we talk about, so this can word is used to show capacity, to show the power of a person. See now some examples, it will make it more clear to you. She can speak French. It means here that capacity is being shown of a person. It means he has got the ability to speak French. I can lift 80 kg weight. It's showing my capacity. It's showing my ability. So when exactly you want to show your ability to do something, then we use this can modal verb. Somewhere for that permission also. Like if you are the boss and you are angry with somebody and you want to give the permission to somebody in a bit rude way, then you can say, okay, you can call him now. It means this is not exactly a formal way to speak. Can you lend me your pen? If you want to make request, but just take care of one thing, that the request if you want to make by the modal verb can, so that can be made to the friends or the people of same of your age. So that in that case can be used. But if we want to make a request to our senior people or to the people who are elder to us, we cannot use this can over there. So this is the thing what we have to take care. So especially this can modal verb can be used especially for showing the ability, capacity of a person. If we now talk about could, the next modal verb, it expresses possibility. Past ability, it means like in past you were having the ability to do something, as well as suggestions and requests also. So this could can be used. Request are the polite request if we are just talking about. Now if we see that example, extreme rain could cause the river to flood the city. It means it was the possibility in past. So that time we are just telling this, we are using this could. John could run fast when he was very younger. It means the past ability we are showing that when he was young, it means now he has become older, but when he was young, he was having this ability. He could run very fast. So it means could can be used for that possibility in past and past abilities. That time we use this could. For suggestions also, we could go to an ice cream parlor, stay home and watch a movie. It means you are just telling that okay, now we can do this thing, we could do this thing. When like we wasted our time, it would have been better if we had done all these things. Now for request also, now you see here that the difference between can and could. Could I use your cell phone for a moment? So it means when you are making a polite request to somebody, can exactly is a quite informal way for making a request, but could, when you are making a quite polite request and you want to just convey in your conversation that if you don't mind please, so could I use your cell phone? So in this way, that for making the polite request we use could. May, this is again the most commonly used to express the possibility. It can also be used to give or ask permissions. And one more thing I want to add here, for making of any kind of prayer, then we use may. Whenever just we want to show any kind of possibility in future, we use may. For any kind of permission, we use may. Or for any kind of prayer also, we use may. Now just see some examples. Maria may be at school. It means you are not sure. It means you are just telling the possibility. If you want to say that I may buy a laptop, it means in future, right now you are not sure, but there is a possibility that you may buy a laptop in future. For asking permissions now, yeah, may he leave the room with me? It means now you are taking exactly the permission. You are asking for the permission from somebody. And when the person gives the permission, then also, yes, he may leave now. So these are the examples of using the may. Might. Again, it is also used for showing the possibility. But then what is the difference between may and might? When we are exactly using might, it means the possibility of doing something a bit lesser. A less possibility is there. So in this case, we use this might. As I see there are clouds in that sky, but they are not exactly thick or the dark clouds. So after seeing them, I say, oh, it might rain. It means the possibility is very less. So whenever exactly the possibility is very less of doing something or of being happening something, then we use this might. Your backup might be under the desk. It means very less possibility is there. You might go to the boardroom during your visit. It means there is very less possibility, you can say, or suggestion also. Again, like in the British standard, this is a request. Might I open the door? This is a very humble request. Means when you are very much scared, and if you feel that you are going to make a mistake, or the person exactly to whom you are just going to ask for permission, he should not mind it at any cost, then we use this might. Might I open the door? It means if you don't really mind, if you please forgive me. So might I open the door? If you want to give this kind of sense in your conversation, then we use might. Now, if we come to the next, that is must. As we know that it can be used to talk about certainty. It means according to you, it should happen. Something you are almost sure is true. Then we use must. Moreover, it can be used to talk about obligation, prohibition, necessity, or strong recommendations. When you are recommending something, and rather I should say that you are emphasizing on something, then we use this must. For example, like she must be sick. She never gets late to school. It means now you are just telling that she never gets late unless or until there is a very bad condition or there is any compulsion for her. So that's why now here we are using must. It means this must be the condition with her. Only that's why she is late. Otherwise she never gets late. Student must pass an entrance examination to study at this school. It means this is the necessity. If a student passes the examination, only then he can study in this school. So when exactly we are emphasizing on something, so we use must. You must drink a lot of water to protect your voice. It means again we are just emphasizing a strong recommendation. Sarah, you must always do your homework. It means again I am emphasizing that you must always do your work. This is must for you. So when you are emphasizing for telling anything, like that can be a suggestion also, that can be a recommendation also, obligation also, then we use must. Shall, it indicates a future action. It is more commonly used with a first person singular and plural, like I and we. Often it is used for that. When you are just telling that, okay, I will be doing this work in future, for some kind of promises or some kind of when there is a bit hesitation also in your mind, or there is just you want to fulfill any formality, then also we use shall for that future actions. How? Shall we set the table? Now this is what this is. This means there is everything is ready. This is just only a formality what you just want to fulfill. Now shall we set the table? It means now everything is ready. Suppose we are just going to arrange a party or something and everything is ready. So just only before doing the work, I am asking you, suggesting, like I am taking your suggestion also, that now shall we set the table? As you can take one more example, we are going for a picnic. Everything is ready. Everybody has come to the car. The doors are closed. Before just starting the car, the driver may ask, so shall we go? It means this is just only that formality what we are just going to fulfill. So we use shall for that. I shall never leave your side. It means you are making the promise. So when exactly we are just doing, or the common use of shall, we know in that future tense, I shall go. It means you are just telling your promises, you are just telling that this is the thing for what you have made up your mind. So we use shall in future. Will, it is commonly used for that future tense. If you have decided to do something, if you have made up your mind to do something, if you are just telling about your decisions, what you have made, then we use will. For example, I'll call you later. It means in the future, I have decided that I will call you and I'm telling you. Will you close the window, please? It means you are just making a request, and this is like quite informal. In that quite informal way, you are just making a request. And suppose like you are just talking about your decision also, you can say, I loved that t-shirt. I'll take it. It means now the decision you have taken, in future you will definitely do this work. Should. This is again a commonly used modal verb. And it can be used for recommendations or for advices. When you are suggesting somebody, you are just trying to tell them their duties, you are giving them any kind of advice, then, or like you are having some kind of expectations also from somebody that they should do it, then we use this should modal verb. We have many classes. When you have many classes, you should take a bottle of water with you. This is a recommendation. It means now you are suggesting somebody, like the teacher. One teacher is suggesting to that another teacher that if you have like many classes, then definitely you should carry a bottle of water with you. It will help you. You should focus more on your assignments. Again, this is advice that you should be having more focus if you want to pass, or if you want to if you want that your assignments should be perfect. Ought to, especially for telling the moral duties, expectations, strong probabilities, we use ought to. Means in like if we are talking about should, so this is the journal, like we can say that advice. But when we are talking about some moral duties, you ought to do it. If I just want to say that okay, you should like switch off the lights before leaving the room, okay, general duty I'm telling you. But if I'm just saying you ought to respect your parents, this is your moral duty. You ought to respect your teachers, your books, your elders. So these are some moral duties, what I just want to tell you. And for telling them, we use ought to. She ought to stop eating red meat. Recommendation is there. Sam ought to get a promotion. It means he deserves. Now, the next, would. Again, it is commonly used, and the conditional verb tenses also. It can be used. In addition, it can be used to make offers, request, and talk about past habits. Means at the place of used to. Right now I don't do it, but in past I used to do it. At the place of used to, I can use I would do it. Now let's see some examples of that. If I were you, I would not do that again. It means had I been at your place, I wouldn't have repeated that mistake. So when you are telling the condition, the second condition, and you see that if I were With I, we are using were. It means this is a conditional sentence. We will be talking about it in that another classes, or like in that another chapter. But here now you should understand this. Would you like some cake? It means you are offering somebody. So when you are offering somebody something, you use would. Would you turn down the volume, please? It means you are making a request. So for making a request, for telling the past habits, for talking about that conditional sentences, for offering something, we use would. We would swim in the dam for hours when we were kids. It means right now we don't swim, but in our childhood we used to do that. So in place of used to, we are using here would. In my childhood, I would go my Mamaji's home every year, because now I have grown up, so right now I don't go, but in my childhood I would go. So this is the use of would. Now again, you just go through this complete video, you would understand it in a better way, and go through your this grammar book, you would better understand it. Thank you. Have a nice time.